Alright, let's talk about deep hip rotators in the lower extremity. This video is going to be on cadaver, so adjust your viewing habits accordingly. The thing I want to talk about to you here is the muscles that are involved in deep hip rotators. So here are where the two gemellar muscles come across from right here on the greater trochanter and reach across to this lesser sciatic notch. Okay, coming right out of that notch is the muscle of the obturator internus that comes from the inside here and goes around this corner and then goes all the way out here, which is why you see the obturator internus on the outside before you see the obturator externus, which comes from the outside of the pelvis, comes around here and then goes straight across to the greater trochanter. So let's see that on the cadaver. On this cadaver, you can see here's the gluteus maximus muscle, and here's the gluteus medius muscle, and here's still gluteus medius, and then here is piriformis muscle. This individual had the bad enough fortune to have his sciatic nerve actually come out through his piriformis muscle. So here's the sciatic nerve, right here, okay, and it's laying on top of the gemellar muscles, which are here and here, here and here, on either side, but deep to the sciatic nerve, and here is the obturator internus tendon. And if I move the tendon aside just a little bit, just below it is the other tendon. And so that's why you have the superior gemellar muscle, the inferior gemellar muscle, and the obturator internus tendon. And then deep to that, underneath here, you have the obturator externus tendon. Here's the piriformis muscle. I'll start going over it right here, but it's actually split and this piece goes through, so this person probably had chronic sciatica. It then runs all the way down here. Here's the quadratus femoris right here, also underneath the sciatic nerve. So you can see how the piriformis muscle can end up pinching the sciatic nerve as it runs down the back of the leg. As we continue to follow it down, you get down to the hamstrings. Okay, out here on the lateral side is the biceps femoris. On the medial side, you have the semitendinosus, and deep to that, the semimembranosus. The sciatic nerve ends up being superficial to the vasculature as it comes through the adductor hiatus and becomes posterior to the knee, so that the femoral artery now is the popliteal. As they get down here, they're going to divide up, and here is your common fibular nerve, which is going to go right underneath the peroneus longus, right at the head of the fibula. As it goes there, it's going to divide up and become the deep peroneal nerve, and the deep peroneal nerve, or the deep fibular nerve, ends up going around to the front of the tibia and provides innervation to the tibialis anterior, the extensor hallucis longus, and the extensor digitorum. Whereas the superficial peroneal nerve is going to end up running all along the peroneus longus and peroneus brevis tendons and provide innervation to them. This is the plantaris muscle, which gives off a tendon that some people can rupture. Okay, think that they've torn their Achilles tendon. They've actually torn this, the plantaris tendon, which you see very small and ribbon-like, and it's part of the Achilles tendon. The posterior tibial nerve, the tibial nerve, ends up traveling with the tibial artery. Tibial nerve ends up traveling with the tibial artery as it goes down the back of the leg to get down to the bottom of the foot. And when the posterior tibial nerve and the posterior tibial artery and the tibial nerve come around here. They go around the inside of the instep of the foot and go to the bottom of the foot. Now, how do you learn the bottom of the feet? Well, you got to learn them in layers. So first, you have the skin. After the skin comes off, you have the plantar fascia. After the plantar fascia, you remove that. Then here is the flexor digitorum brevis on the bottom of the foot. Now, if you remove that, you'll end up seeing the flexor digitorum tendon longus, and that tendon has this little muscle attached to it. That little muscle right there is a quadratus plantae, and it ends up pulling on all of these tendons to pull them straight back so that your toes don't curl this way over the instep of the foot. They curl straight back and towards the Achilles, towards the calcaneus. You can see the lumbricals that are attached to the flexor tendons. You can also see the medial plantar arteries and medial plantar nerves, and the lateral plantar arteries and nerves as they innervate the muscles on the lateral side of the foot here, which is the abductor digiti minimi and the abductor hallucis. Traveling here, this is the flexor hallucis longus, and underneath it are the muscles of the flexor hallucis brevis. So it's best to learn these in their layers. If you look here on the other foot, after they've done all these dissections, they get down to the base of the bottom of the foot. Here are the muscles of the flexor hallucis. When you get down to this layer, here is the long plantar ligament that goes over the peroneus longus tendon as it comes all the way over to here to touch the base of the first metatarsal, pulling down on this bone so that the foot everts, because if you pull down on this bone, this side goes up. And on the other side of this, you have the peroneus brevis attaching to the base of the fifth metatarsal, pulling it up. If you were to cut right here over that tendon and lift it up, the thing you'd find under the tendon is the short plantar ligament. That's about all I have to do on feet.